So we have some more Doxa content here. So dang cool that Exquisite Timepieces picked up Doxa, authorized dealer, as well as like over 60 other brands. But I know there's a lot of Doxa fans out there, including myself, even though I don't currently own one, working on that. But this one here is a special one, I know, for the Doxa collectors for sure. And I have to say, when I first saw this one come out, I thought it was like a limited edition. Am I wrong here? I'm gonna need some schooling here from the Doxa fans, because you guys know everything inside and out about the brand, about the models, about just way too much information. I'm not going to be that knowledgeable about Doxa in general, but I do know that this is the Clive Cussler edition. It is in a, quote, aged steel, so they clearly patinaed up the bracelet, the clasp, the watch, everything on it, as well as they did, according to the website, a handmade vintage compass dial. So yeah, it all kind of ties together. I love the use of colors, even though they are, aged in more warm tones. I like that they didn't just stick with a monochromatic look. There's little pops of red, there's the black, there's the, copper brass tones of the dial, and then of course that hammered gunmetal or, aged steel look of the case and everything else. As well as a couple little tricks, little kind of Easter egg type things on this watch that we're going to cover. So real quick, the size, this is the sub 300T lineup, so this should be shared across all of the sub 300Ts, but I measure width completely across. It's difficult to measure other than that, but it's a little misleading, but this is 42.85. The reason I say that's misleading is because, I don't know, this is kind of like an integrated crown guard. We don't usually measure crown guards, but it's a cushion case, so we kind of have to. It gets complicated. The lug to lug is a 44.5 millimeter, and that's part of the reason why it wears so dang good, being a cushion case and having that shorter lug to lug. One of the weird parts, well, real quick, the thickness is 13.9 millimeter, but look at how thin the mid case is. So it presents really smaller and more comfortable on wrist, both in feel and presentation. But another thing that's interesting is this is a 20 millimeter lug opening, but immediately after the solid end link, they flare out the bracelet to 23 millimeter, and then it tapers back down to just under 20 millimeter, like 19.8. And then we have these newer clasps. I say newer, they've probably been out a while. It's been a while since I've handled the Doxa, but it is the quick adjust on the fly, like dive extension here, and then just a milled out or double pusher fold over clasp with the Jenny logo there. In case you didn't know, I think it looks like a Phineas and Ferb or something, but that's actually like a fish or something. It's the Jenny logo. So I think that's like a J, and then that's the dot up above, and it's supposed to be like a fish. Jenny is the corporate, the brand that owns Doxa. You'll also see that on the signed screw down crown. So get that little tag out of the way. Clean 120 click bezel on this. Of course, the Doxa bezels have the dive timer and the decompression numbers on there, so that's why it looks a little more complicated. And then you have that nice polished coated, or not polished, but coated gloss black handset for contrast on the dial. And you'll also notice that the 31 on the date wheel over there is in red. Well, it's not just 31, it's actually 7, 15, and 31 are all done in red, and that is to signify the birth date of Clive Cussler. So I went right past the 7. Well, the 7's red. I'll go back around to the 15. I got a little rambunctious there, sorry. It happens. So then the 15 is red as well. So that's July 15th, 1931. So pretty cool little Easter egg there. Like to see that. Fun stuff. As well as, get this, see those numbers? I noticed this on the unboxing. All the numbers and letters on the underpart, because Doxa, there's actually a little bit of real estate there on these bezels, the way they design them right in here, and they engraved it. So Swiss made, has the depth rating, water resist 30 Atmos, in honor of Clive Cussler. And then there's the independent, each watch will have a number on there as well. So I don't know if I'll show that. But there you go. A couple little Easter eggs. The case back is just bonkers. Has tons of different writing on there. So I believe that's what, different locations or something? Again, I need some education here. Doxa fans, school me. Go ahead, let it fly. You know, am I ignorant of it? Yes. Yes. I am ignorant of some of the details with Doxa and some of the history and the collectability of all these watches. It's okay. I will try to learn. You will try to teach me. But I do have a thick skull. So, price point on this guy, $26.90, which, again, there's a lot of extra work done on these versus the standard 300T. So here it is on my 7¼ inch wrist. Listen, the 700T or the 700, the 300T or the 300 are both just, honestly, all the Doxa watches. I've owned, in the past, I've owned the 200. I don't think I've owned a 300. I think I owned a 1200. And it might have been like the silver dial. What is that one called? I forget. They call them each different names. But yeah, they're extremely comfortable on wrist. They're heavy duty, well-built watches. And on a regular one, this is like super high polished right here. So it's kind of a scratch magnet. Well, this one being aged metal, don't really need to worry about it. Kind of already has the look, if you know what I mean. So let's give it a quick blast with the UV light. Let's turn off the studio lights. Check out the Loom on this. Doxa Loom is not bad. It's pretty good. Does the job like you would want it to, right? There you go. Again, big thanks to Tyler and the entire crew at Exquisite Timepieces. All that information is down below in the description. Just click it. It'll give you a way to contact Tyler. Tell him I sent you. Or even if you go on the Exquisite Timepieces website, which I'll put a link to this watch on there. When you go on there, it automatically populates up with this like chat box thing. Use it. If it's during the day, definitely use it. It's sometimes a really good way to communicate with the salespeople. They're paying attention to that. Tell them what you're looking for. Tell them I sent you, and they'll take care of you. I'll see you guys on the next vid.